in my lab. I can think of 3 things that we've done that have kind of been, I think, you know, and I don't say it to credit myself, because a lot of the credit goes to the students and postdocs who did this research. In many cases, they came up with these ideas. But one was the rediscovery of something called reconsolidation, which is when you retrieve a memory, it becomes unstable, and new information can be incorporated into the memory at that point. It also means that when the memory is unstable, its restabilization process can be blocked, and if you block that, the memory is weakened or dampened. So that's how we've been using reconsolidation to help people with traumatic memories and try and dampen their memories of those traumatic situations. Not necessarily the conscious cognitive memories, but the emotional component of the memory. So that's one area that I think we've had a big impact in, and Kareem Nader really gets credit for triggering all of that research in my lab. Another area is a takeoff on that, which is a recent study that we published with Marie Monfil as the lead author, showing that we could take what's usually called exposure therapy, where it's also called extinction, where you condition a rat to be afraid of something, then you give the tone over and over again, and it stops being afraid. And this is also used in the treatment of phobias and other kinds of anxiety problems by weakening the fear associations that trigger the emotion. But the problem is that the fear always bounces back at some point, say by stress. So the patient has a fear of heights, and then his or her mother dies, and the fear of heights comes back, even though it was successfully treated. But we found a way in rats to prevent that bounce back of the fear. We can more or less permanently dampen it. And that has to do with a special procedure in which the extinction process is timed in a certain way. And it's too complicated to explain in detail, but simply by timing certain presentations of the stimuli, extinction can be made to be more permanent. And a third area, which is kind of a technical advance, Josh Johansson has recently published a study in my lab using optogenetics, which is a new way of altering